Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to talk about strings and lists. In the previous lectures, we have covered the basics of Python that are variable, data types, loops, and conditional statements. So moving forward, we would be discussing strings and lists in this lecture, where we are going to talk about some of the string methods, functions, operations, and list methods. So for that, we would be using VS Code, in which we would make our file and name it to third.py as it is our third lecture. So yes. So first we would be discussing strings. So in simpler manners, we will discuss what a string is. String is basically sequence of characters or words that we enclosed under double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes. For example, if I want to print my name, so if I print it in double quotes and then print name, it would be printed. Uh, as you can see. We can also print anything inside single quote as well, like this. It would also be printed, and it would also be printed in triple quotes as well. Like you can see on the screen. So we anything we can print inside double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes, it would be printed and is called a string. So in simpler words, what a string is basically sequence of characters, words. It can be a paragraph, anything we can write under double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes. It is a string. Now we can take string as an input as well. So let me comment it out. Like suppose I have to take user's name. So we would be inputting it as enter your name. By default, if we didn't add int, float or anything uh, before input, the compiler usually remembers it as a string. So like I had input my name and I would print my name. So now it is asking our name. Let's say I enter my name Pranav. Then it would print it. So we can take input as well. So now we would see the type of name like this. For seeing the type of a variable, we use the type function. As you can see, type is a function. So while we print, first it is asking about name and it is printing class string because it is enclosed under double quotes. So anything that is enclosed under quotes is marked as a string. Now we would like to see the some of the string operations that we can perform on string. So the first string operation is indexing. In any programming language, indexing and slicing are the most important concepts, while it is C, Java, Python, or C++. Indexing is very important concept. So what basically indexing is, like take an example of school. In school, students are sometimes stand on the basis of their roll numbers. So each student is marked as position, roll number 1, roll number 2. In same case, in Python, for example, we have a string which is hello world. So in this string, h would be have a index as 0, e would have a index 1. Each and every character in the sentence would have a position. So in Python, indexing starts from 0 and goes till the length of the sentence. So in this case, if I try to print the index of the character at index 0, so it would give h, like you can see. Why did it give h? Because h is the first character, and we know in Python or in any programming language, indexing starts from 0. So h would be given first character, 0 index, e would be given first index, l would be given second index. So indexing is done in this way. Now if I have to print the character at index 5, so for that first I would write print and then the name of my string, which is str, and in square brackets I would be writing the uh, you can say the digit which would be at index 5. So if I print it, you can see uh, h is at 0 index, e is at 1 index, l is 2, another l is 3, and o is at 4th. After that there is a space. So in Python, space also carries a single index. Suppose I want to print 6th index. So I would enter 6 here and w would be printed. As you can see, w is printed. So indexing is basically we are giving some position to a character in the string, and if I want to print the length of the string, for suppose I want to check how many characters are there in the string, we would be using our len function. Let me comment it out. Suppose I want to see how many digits are there in the hello world. So I would be using print then len, which is used to calculate the length of the string, and in the length I would be writing the string. So if I print it, you can see there are 11 total characters in the string. There are 5 characters in the hello sentence and 5 characters in the word sentence, and there is a space. Space also carries the length. Take it as a note. So here we see about indexing and how to calculate the length of the string. And now we would be using our slicing method. Suppose you have a pizza, a large pizza. We take slices of that, like two I have given to someone, two I have given to another person. So slicing is basically we called tukda. We give uh, each portion to someone. So in Python same, suppose I have a string hello Python. In hello Python, suppose I want to print only the uh, first word hello. So I would be using our print statement and then the name of the string, and in the square brackets I would be printing the index. So from where I have to start from h. So what is the index of h? It is 0. So I would be writing 0, then semicolon. Then what is the last digit of hello? What is the index of the last digit of hello? So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4. But it will not include the last digit. If we have to print the last digit, that is O. So we have to take a number more than the index. Uh, as I can see, 4 is the last index of hello. So I have to take 5 so that I can print hello as a full word. So if I take it as a ratio 0 to 5, so it would print whole hello. And suppose if I leave here, suppose I take 0 ratio and I didn't write the end index, so it would be taking the length of the string as the last index and would print the whole hello python. As you can see here, hello python is printed because I didn't enter the end index, and end index is the length of the string. So length of the string contains python as well, so it would be include hello python. And suppose if I enter nothing here, and also our start index and end index are empty, so while printing this it would again print hello world. By default it would take 0 here as a start index if we didn't fill anything, and in the end index it will take as length of the string if we didn't print anything. So you have to keep it in mind. After that, if I take an example of printing only python, I want to print only python, so I know python starts from 6 index, we start from 6 index, so I would write 6 here and I would be printing it till the length of the string, or I can leave it as empty. Python would be printed. As you can see, Python is printed. I can also leave this. Only I can print 6 ratio. It would still give Python, as you can see. So this is our slicing. And after that, we can add two strings as well, which is known as concatenation. Suppose I have a string 1 that is Pranav, and I have a string 2 that is Gupta. Suppose I want to print it as a whole word. Sorry, I have used semicolon. Suppose I want to print it as a whole word. So while printing it, we would be using our plus operator, which is used to add something. So it would add our names. Like I would use print statement, after that string 1 plus string 2. It would add both the strings and give it as a whole, Pranav Gupta. Like you can see, it is giving as a whole name Pranav Gupta, because we are using our plus operator. Plus operator add two things, two strings. And we can also have a space in Pranav and Gupta by using double quotes. So like this, we can have a space in Pranav Gupta. So in this way, our string operations is performed. Now let us see a very interesting case. Suppose in string 1 we have a number that is 1, 2, 3. And also in other string we have suppose Gupta. Now if if a number is in string, it would not be added. Suppose we didn't take here Gupta, we take 4, 5, 6, and we have to add 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. It would not be added like in math. It would be joined together. It would be printed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it is taking the input as string. So it would be printed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not as like proper mathematical calculation, because our data type is string, not integer. So now we would be looking at some of the string methods. So our first string method is capitalize. Suppose we have a string hello world, and we only want to capitalize the first character of the string, that is H. So we would be using capitalize. For that we would use our print statement, and after that we would be writing our string. After that we will write dot capitalize, and after that a bracket parenthesis. So if we write this, the first character, that is H, is capitalized. Only the first character of the string would be capitalized, not the second character, that is world. So if we want to only print the first character of the string capitalized, then we will use dot capitalize method. After that, if I want that my string uh, is capitalized, the whole string is capitalized, means each and every character is capitalized. So we would be using another method, that is upper. So we would use our print statement, then the name of string, and then dot upper. Dot upper, what does dot upper does is, each and every character of the string hello and world, each and every character of hello and world would be capitalized. Let us see the result. So you can see each character of hello is capitalized and each character of world is capitalized. In the same manner, if I want each like suppose I make capital H and capital W. Suppose now I want each and every character of the string to be uh, in lowercase. That is, each and every character is in small words, not capitalized. So I can use my third operation, that is lower. What lower does is, it lowers each and every character of the string. Suppose we printed string dot lower. Now earlier we are having H and W as capital. Now if we print this, now H would also be in lowercase and W is also in lowercase. Like you can see, H now is also in lowercase and also W is in lowercase. So this is the function of string dot lower. Now in another method, the another method is title. What title does is, suppose our string hello and world, both words have H and W as small. Suppose we have to print the string in such a manner that W and H both becomes capital and rest of the characters become small. So we would be using title, which I can write this his meaning in the um, front of it. It states that every character, every first character of the word is capitalized. So suppose we have here two words, that is hello and world. So every first character, that is H and W, would become capitalized with the help of dot title. As you can see now, H and W becomes capitalized. Now the important difference lies between dot capitalize function and dot title. Dot capitalize only capitalize the first character of the word, and dot title capitalizes each character of the word. So there is a major difference in capitalize and title. Now we have discussed four methods: capitalize, upper, lower, title. Now we would be discussing our next method, that is, suppose if we want to check whether before that we would be looking at another method, that is split. Suppose we want to split hello and word with comma and also in list format. So split method returns the string in list format like this. String dot split. In each and every method, you must notice that we use parenthesis after the method, which is very important. It would give the result. So now I want hello and world to be in list format. So I would be using split method. Now you can see it is separated by comma and also is in list format. So after this we have another method, that is our, if I want to check whether my character is in uppercase or lowercase, means all characters are capitalized or all characters are in lowercase. So I would be using is upper method. Suppose now I make my whole string as uppercase. Now I want to check whether all the characters in the string are in uppercase or not. So I would be using dot is upper. For that I would be printing string dot is upper. It checks whether all characters are in uppercase or not. So the result of dot upper, dot is upper would be in boolean type, either true or false. So if I print it, as you know, all characters are in uppercase, so it returns true. Suppose I make one L in lowercase, so now it would give false. As you can see, it is now giving false. So dot is upper checks whether all characters are in uppercase or not. Now I would be checking whether all characters are in lowercase or not. So we would be using is lower. So I would print the string dot is lower. So what does it does? It checks whether all characters are in lowercase or not. So we know all characters are not in lowercase. So now if I print, it would return false. But if I make all characters in lowercase, like this, so it would return true. You can see the output. It is returning true. So this is the difference between is upper and is lower. Now the next method we would be encountering is, suppose we have a lot of words in a string and we want to check whether all the words are alphabet or not, means they came in A to Z or not. For that we have another method called is alpha. What does it check? It check whether all characters are alphabet or not, means they came in A to Z or not. Now in Hello World we have all characters in A to Z format. So means they came in normal alphabets. So if I try to print my is alpha method, now it would give return true. Let me check it once again. Let me open a new terminal, then check it. Now if I check it, so it is returning false. Now why it is returning false is due to some error. Let me 1 minute open a new terminal. So I guess it takes all the characters as capitalized. I will let you know of this method after the class. So before that, uh, we will leave this at this moment. Till then, we would discuss another method that is digit. Now, if we want to check whether the characters in the string contains only digit or not, only digit, there should be no alphabet, only digit. So we would be using is digit. Suppose I print string dot is digit. Now if I check it, it is returning false because all the characters in the string are alphabets. Now suppose I take it as digits 1, 2, 3. Now let me check but it is printing. It is printing true. Why? Because all the characters in the string are digits. So it is printing true. Now the another method is alnum. So what does is alnum checks? Is alnum checks whether the characters in the string are alphabet as well as numerical. Not only numerical, not only alphabet. It should contain both alphabet and numerical. Suppose let me comment this string and make a new string. Suppose I make a string as hello 123. Now in this we have both alphabets and numericals, so it would return true. Why it is returning true? Because it has alphabets and numericals and numerals. Basically, that is digits. So it would return true. As you can see, it is returning true because it is containing both alphabets and uh, numerals. So now, if I suppose only took alphabets, only took digits, it would return false. So why it is returning true? Because at least one thing should be in the number format or alphabet format. So it would return true. Now if I only print hello, it would still print true because one thing should be in alphabet or numerical. So these were our some methods of the string. Now suppose we have a string welcome to the class. Now I want to print all the characters, all the words in the string in the reverse order. Suppose I want class to come first, then the, then to, then welcome. So how would I print it? I would be using our print statement after then string in the semicolon. First, we will leave our start and end index as empty. Now, in the step index, we would be uh, why we have leave the start and end index empty, because we it would print the whole string. But now we would want to print it in the reverse order. So in the step index, we would be using -1. What -1 indicates that it would be printing it in the reverse order. Now if I print my string in the reverse order, you can see it is printing each character also in the reverse order. So this was how to reverse the string. I also mark here how to reverse the string. Now we have discussed some of the methods uh, and we can say a reverse question and how the string works. Now there are some other methods as well. Looking forward, the other method is, suppose we want to check, like we have a string, welcome to the class, and I want to check whether my first character starts with W or not. So for that we have another you can say method, that is starts with. What starts with do is it checks whether the string starts with a specific character or not. For that I can print string dot starts with. Suppose I want to check whether the string starts with W or not. So I would write W in the parenthesis. Well, I have to check whether the string starts with W or not. So now if I print it, it stays true because the string is starting with W. Now if I want enter anything, like I enter E, the string doesn't start with E. So it would return false, like it is returning false. Very similar to this, but in opposite manner, we have another method, that is dot ends with. Now what ends with check is that whether the string ends with a specific character or not. Suppose I write string dot ends with. Now I can see my string ends with S. So if I enter S, so I know it would return true because the string ends with S. It is returning true. Now if I enter anything, suppose I enter E, it will return false because string is not returning with E. So this was one method. And suppose there is another method, that is our replace method. Now what replace does is, suppose I want to replace welcome with happy, not welcome it's very exciting to see you in the class. I want to print this. Let me take a very simple example. Suppose I want to take welcome to the home. So I want to replace class with home. Sorry, home with class. So I will use replace. So I would write print inside the parenthesis string dot replace. I would be using, and after that first I would write the digit that is already written, that is the old word. The old word that is already written is class, so I would write class here. Now I want to replace class with home. So in the after the comma, I would be writing home because I want to replace home with class. So now if I print my string, it is returning welcome to the home. So in the first place we write the old value which we want to replace, and in the next after the comma we write the value that we want to replace it with. So I want to replace it with home, so I have written home and it is printing welcome to the home. Now the last method which I would be discussing is count method. Suppose I have a string welcome to the class, welcome back. So I want to check how many times welcome come. So uh, in this case we have seen that welcome comes two times. So count helps us in finding how many times a word has come in a string. So I would be writing print string dot count. So in this we would write welcome because we want to check how many times welcome has come. So if I print it, so there is some mistake. Okay, W is small. So as I have told you earlier that Python is a case sensitive language. Means small w and capital W or any small and capital alphabet have different meanings. So if I make both the W's capital and now I print string dot count welcome, how many times welcome has come. So it tells us that two times. Now if I want to check how many time class has come, so I would simply write here class. So now if I print it, now it is answering one because class is coming once. So in this string lecture we have uh, taken a note about many of the string methods and indexing, slicing, which are very important in programming in every language. Whether you take the case of C, Java, C++, Python, or any language, JavaScript or any language. So, and we have talked about how we uh, use string as an input as well. So now we would be looking forward to lists. So now we are going to do list topic. So what basically a list is? A list is a collection of items stored in square brackets. For example, I can name my list as list 1 and in square brackets I can store my name, my age, my branch. So here we see what list is. It is a collection of elements stored in square brackets. So we can store any type of value in a list. It can be a string value, int value, boolean value. It can also be a set or a dictionary. We can store any type of value in our list. And if I want to print my list, like suppose this, it can be printed in the list format as you can see. Now, if I want to print the type of list, I want to check whether it is a list or not. So I would use my type function, and in this you can see it is showing class list, which means it is a list type. So once again, what is a list? A list is a collection of elements which we stored in square brackets. It can be a string, int type, float type, any type of value we can store inside a list. Now we will see some list methods. I will take the same list. First method is indexing. This indexing works the same as we studied in string. So in indexing, we are gonna give each and every element of the list a specific number. For example, Pranav Gupta would be given an index 0, 19 would given an index 1, BTech CSC would given an index 2. So you can see in list also we are giving index to each and every element which is also starting from 0. The in list also it goes same like in string. So if I want to print my index 0, so I would use print and then the my name of the list, that is list 1, and the index which is 0. So I would print like this. So what would it return? It would return Pranav Gupta. Suppose I enter my marks as well. 88, 90, 76 like this. So that there would be more elements. Suppose I want to print index number 4. That is our 90. So I would simply write here 4. So it would give me the value at index 4, that is 90. So it acts the same like we had studied in strings, which is we are assessing a value by giving its index. And in this also list also the index starts from 0 and goes till the length of the list. So now we have seen indexing as well. Now we will see slicing. The same is with slicing. It is the same like we studied in strings. So what slicing gives is a part or a portion you can say. So if I want to print only first three characters, Pranav Gupta 19 BTech CSC. So we know we can use our print method, then the name of our list, that is list 1. Now we know Pranav Gupta starts from 0. So I would give it a index 0. And we know if we have to print the third element, that is BTech CSC. So I have to give an index 1 more. So it would be 4 because last index is not included in slicing. So if I print this, it would give me the first three elements. Sorry, I would be using 3 because BTech CSC has an index 2. So now you can see I can assess my first three elements. Now suppose I want to print the length of the string. So I can print in this way. We would give it index 0 and after that the end index we can leave it as empty. By default it would take the end index as the length of the string and print the whole string. Like you can see the whole string is the whole list is printed. So slicing also works the same. Now suppose I give my index 0 index 1 as index the first element is index 0, so I would give it index 0. Now suppose I want to print the first 5 characters, first 5 elements. So I know I should be giving it like 6. So to assess the first 5 elements. And now you can see 1 second. Sorry, 6 is the length of the string. Um, so if I want to print the first 5 characters of the string, I can simply write here 1 second 6. Now it is showing some error due to terminal. If I change my terminal, Suppose now I want to print the first six elements till 90. I want to print, sorry, first five elements till 90. So I would be using the 6 till 6. Uh, okay, so our length of the string is 5. So it is printing till the whole list. So if I print 5 here, now you can see an element less, that is 76 is not included. So this was the case of a string, sorry, list slicing. Now if I want to add two lists, like we see in strings, we can add two strings, but same goes with list. We can add two lists. Suppose uh, it is also known as concatenation in Python. So suppose I want to print my two lists. List one is 90, 65, 78. I am giving just random numbers. And list 2 is 67, 89, 78. Suppose I want to print the sum of, basically I want both the list to be combined in a single list. So I can use my plus operator. So like in strings, I would be using list 1 plus list 2. Now if I print my string, you can see all elements are coming. So we can use our plus operator to combine two lists. Now the another method is list updation. Now suppose I have a list that is 90, 88, 79, 70. Suppose uh, I want to change my value at index 1. Now currently the value at index 1 is 88. So if I want to change it to 90 as well, so I can update my list like this. First I would write my list name and at which index I want to change. I want to change at index 1. So I would write in square brackets 1 and write my value, that is 90. So now if I print my list, you can see the value is updated to 90. So I can change my value because lists are mutable, means they can be changed. But we can't do this in the case of string. Strings are immutable. We can't change the value of strings at any index. But in list, we can change the value of a given index like this. Now, if I try to do the same with a string, suppose I have a string hello and I want to change uh, h and I want to assign a value y in case of in place of h. So if I write string of 0 is y. Now if I print my string, it would give an error because list we cannot change the value. You can see string object does not support item assignment. So we can't assign a value to a string because string are immutable and lists are mutable. So we can change the value in a list at a given index. This is a very important interview question as well. Like strings are mutable or not, lists are mutable or not. So we have to remember it very carefully that lists are mutable and strings are immutable. So we have seen some of the list methods. Now the other list method is we are going to talk about is repetition. So what we does in repetition is suppose I have a list that is 90, 88, and 70. Suppose I want this list to be printed. Suppose I want to print all these three elements once more. So I can simply write print list into 2. Now if I would print like this, it would once again print 90, 88, 70 because we have multiplied it double with double times of it. So this is the repetition method. Now suppose I want to add a character, a single character in a list. How can we do that? With the method append. This is a very important method. Suppose I have a list that stores someone's name, like I take Rohan, and suppose I take his marks and where he lives in, like for suppose he lives in Delhi. So I take these values. Now I want to add his house number as well. So I want to add a value to the list. So simply I can write list dot append and enter my value in the parenthesis, which would be suppose he lives in 31 Mahesh Nagar. So I would simply, sorry, let me change the address. Let me say he lives in Mahesh Nagar in Delhi. So I would simply append a single value. So how can I append it? With the method dot append. So now if I print my list, now you can see Mahesh Nagar is ended to the end of the list. So if we want to print the value at the end of the list, so I would be using my append method. Now in this case we are adding a single value. Suppose I want to add a multiple values. Like this is a I take another list which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now I want to append another list inside this list. Suppose I have another list that is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I want to add list 1 to the existing list that is list. So I would simply use my extend method. What does it do? It extends the value. Like I would simply write list dot extend list 1. Now in list variable we have 13579. Now if we want to add the elements of list 1 in list, so we would simply write dot extend and it would add the values. Now why it is not adding the values in list? It is due to the fact we are simply printing it. First we have to store it in a variable, or like uh, there is no need of variable, just simply we can write like this dot extend method. Now we have to print our normal list, that is list. So if I print now, it is adding. So first we have to simply write the extend method and after that we have to print the our list. So it would add the elements at the end. Now we have seen two methods, which is append and this method is called extend. Both are very important methods in Python in list. Now the another method is, let me comment it out first. Now the other method is remove method. Suppose I want to remove a particular element in a list. Suppose I have this list. I want to remove 2 from the list. So I would simply write list.remove, and after that I would write in the parenthesis my element name. Suppose I want to remove 2. So I would simply write 2 and print my list. Now if I do this task, you can see 2 is removed and we are left with 1, 3, 4. So this was our remove method. Now suppose we have seen append method which adds the element at the end of the list, and we have seen extend method which adds the collection of elements at the end of the list. Now if I want to add a particular element to a particular index, we can use our insert method. What it does is, suppose I have a list and I have a student's detail like this. Now I want to change his address. So I would simply write list.insert. Now the address is at second index. So in first bracket I would write the index which for which I have to change my value. I have to change my value at index 2. So I would write index 2. And in the other portion after comma, we would write the value which we want to add at the place of the particular index. So I want to add suppose Mahesh Nagar in place of Ashok Vihar. So in first bracket I would be writing the index at which I want to change my value, and in the second place I would be writing the you can say the value which I want to insert in place of the given value. So now if I print my list, now you can see there is a very large difference. What the large difference is, it has added the value Mahesh Nagar at second index, but it will not remove Ashok Vihar from the list because uh, Mahesh Nagar is replaced by Ashok Vihar, but Ashok Vihar is not removed from the list. So if we want to remove Ashok Vihar as well, so we would simply use our remove method. Now, but the other method is we are gonna talk about is the length method. We can also find the length of our list. Suppose I copy my same list. Now, if I want the length of this list, we know there are three elements. So I would simply write print for the length. We use our len method, len function. Now we will write our list name. Now if I print this, it is giving 3, which is the length of the our given list. Now the another method is clear method. It deletes all the elements from the list. It is we would be using the same list. So let me copy it down. Now in this list, if I want to remove all the elements of the list, so I would simply write list.clear and would print my list at the end. So if I do this task, you can see there is no element in the list. So this was some of the important methods. If I just write list dot something, suppose I have this list and I write list dot something. So VS Code automatically suggests a lot of methods to you. One important method we are going to talk about is sort method. Suppose I have a list of numbers from 1 to 5. Now, if I want to suppose these are not arranged in a proper manner. Suppose these are arranged like this, and I want to arrange these in a ascending order. So I would simply write list.sort and print my list. So I would simply print my list. Now you can see the elements are arranged in ascending orders. And suppose if I want to print it in descending order, so I would simply write, let me try with another list. That would be our, suppose I have this list. Now if I want to print my list in descending order, so I would simply write list dot sort, and in the bracket we will write reverse is equals to true. It would simply uh, write my you can say elements in descending order. So if I print my list, you can see it is printing it in the descending order. So these are some of the specific list methods. There are a lot of list methods, but these were some few main list methods. If you want some other list methods too, you can simply write uh, list dot something, and VS Code automatically suggests you a lot of methods. So in general, in normal programming, we use these methods mostly. So I have told about you these methods basically in detail. So hope you didn't have any doubt in the video. Still, if you have any doubt, you can let me know in the comment section.